I'm using a worsted weight yarn and a 5.5mm crochet hook. I'm also using a hook with a handle so that my stitches can't slip off the back because we are going to have like 24 loops on our hook at the same time. So let's get started. Also, I found it helpful to have something to hold our loop. There's going to be a loop that we're going to have to hold on to, and it's easier if you have something like a stitch marker, bobby pin, just to keep that loop so you don't have to hold it with your fingers. Start with a slip knot on your hook and a chain of 2. Then we are going to go into the first chain, yarn over and pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, and yarn over and pull up one more loop. At this point you should have 7 loops on your hook. Now I'm going to take my bobby pin, and eventually you won't need this bobby pin, it's just to help you get started. You're just gonna put it on your strand of yarn, push it all the way back, yarn over and pull through all 7 loops. At this point you're going to pull your bobby pin just a tad, and you can see that we have a loop on there. So now you're going to go into that loop and make a single crochet and chain 1. Now you can slip your bobby pin off, and there you go. Now we are going to insert inside this single crochet, so you can see my single crochet right there. Insert, yarn over, insert, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, and yarn over and pull up one more loop. You should have 7 loops, and now we're going to put our bobby pin back on, or stitch marker, pull it all the way back, yarn over, and pull through all 7 loops. Pull that loop out a little bit, make a single crochet and chain 1. Go into our single crochet, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull up a loop. You should have 7 loops. Grab my bobby pin, slide it on my strand of yarn, yarn over and pull through all 7, pull up that loop, make a single crochet and chain. I'm going to repeat this until I have 6 bobble stitches on my project. We just want a small swatch so we can learn how to do it before jumping into a long project. Alright, I have my 6 bobble stitches, and now instead of doing a turning chain like you would with a regular crochet project, you're going to go into that single crochet and make another bobble. Hold the loop or put your bobby pin on, make a single crochet and chain 1. We are going to just turn our work over, and we are going to go into that first single crochet, the one we did on this last bobble. And we're going to yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop, and yarn over and pull up a loop, but we are not going to pull through those loops. We're going to go into this space between the 2 bobbles. Right here there's 2 bobbles and then there's a space in between. You're going to yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over, pull through through. You don't actually need to count your loops, you just need to count how many times you're yarning over and pulling through. So now we're going to go into this next space between the next 2 bobbles, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over and pull through. So you're pulling through 3 times. Now you should have a total of 24 loops, but you don't need to count that if you pull through 3 times on each of the spaces. Now for this part, you can take your bobby pin or stitch marker, pull it through, pull your yarn back, and now we are going to slide it through all 24 loops. Pull up this loop, and instead of doing single crochets, this time we are going to insert into there and make slip stitches and then chain 1. It closes off the hole nicer, so there won't be as big of a hole. So for our next space, we're going to insert into that hole right there above the 3 spaces. Yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through, and yarn over and pull through. Do not yarn over and pull through. Go into this space right here. So you'll have a bobble stitch, and then there will be 2 other bobble stitches coming out of it. So it's right there. Yarn over and pull through 3 times. Go into this next space between your next 2 bobbles and yarn over and pull through 3 times. Attach your stitch marker to your strand of yarn and yarn over and pull through all 24 loops. Then we are going to pull that loop back up and slip stitch into it and chain 1. We are going to repeat this down the row, so I'm going to show you how to do it one more time. You're going to insert into that first space, be on top of the 3 puff stitches. Yarn over and pull through 3 times. Space right there, there's 2 puff stitches coming out of it and then 1 on this side. So you're going to yarn over and pull through 3 times. Go into your next space between the 2 bubbles. There's 1 on either side, and you're going to yarn over and pull through 3 times. Now you're going to attach your bobby pin to your strand of yarn, and then yarn over and pull through all 24 loops. Don't be discouraged. If you can't pull through and it messes up, just take it out and try it again. This is a very difficult stitch. Pull that loop back up, slip stitch into it, and chain 1. I'm on my last stitch here, and as you can see, I have already pulled up in the first and second stitch, and now to go into the third. It doesn't really matter where you go here, just make sure you go on the edges so that you have straight edges. Yarn over, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull up a loop. Attach my bobby pin, pull it tight, and pull up through all 24 loops. Pull up my loop, slip stitch into it, and chain 1. Now, like I said, instead of a turning chain, after that last stitch, you're just going to turn your work. Yarn over and pull up a loop 3 times in that first single crochet. Then you can attach your bobby pin if you need it. Over and pull through all 7, then pull up that loop, and on this first loop only you are going to make a single crochet, then a chain 1. With every other stitch you do, you're going to make a slip stitch at the end. So you're going to yarn over and pull up a loop in that very first stitch, that second one, and the third. You can insert your bobby pin, slip stitch, and chain 1, and you're going to repeat that same pattern for all your rows. So I'm going to do a couple more rows and then show you what it looks like at the end. that is your finished Jasmine stitch. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and I will see you next time.